I'm gonna make sure that that prisoner is on the 310 train to Yuma, unless there is another train going somewhere else. And if that's the case, then I need to know where the other train is going.
310 to Yuma, released in 2007 and is directed by James Mangold, who has also directed such films like Copland, Girl Interrupted, Kate and Leopold, Walk the Line, Logan, and Ford vs. Ferrari. And this film is starring Russell Crowe, Christian Bale, Ben Foster, and Logan Lerman. It is the late 1800s, and Dan Evans is living on a desolate ranch trying to supply for his wife and children. Oh, and he's also missing a leg, so add that to the list of just magnificent things that's happening to this guy. But an opportunity falls at his lap when notorious thief and murderer Ben Wade is captured and is scheduled to be hanged at the next possibility. But the only place that this can happen is Yuma, so the town marshal hires a couple of hired gunmen, Dan Evans included, to accompany him to make sure Ben Wade makes it to the 310 train to Yuma. But Ben Wade is not a notorious thief all by himself. No, of course he has a little gang that is trailing them the entire time. So it's a cat and mouse game that we're playing here, and it is freaking awesome. I remember watching this around 2007 when this film came out, just being in awe of the story that I was seeing and loving these characters, loving the performances. I'm not a big Western guy, so for me to say, hey, I really enjoy a Western is saying a lot, and I will probably put it down right here after watching it for this review on this channel. This is my favorite Western. I used to think it was the original Magnificent Seven, but watching this movie is excellent. And Westerns, for me, can become very cliche and very stereotypical, and there are a lot of tropes associated with Westerns that, yes, we get a lot of them in here, but the thing that makes this movie amazing is its character work, and its developing of character, and its revealing of character. In the Westerns that I've watched, they come out of the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and 70s. What I was getting from them is that these are all about tough guys, you know, man's man type people. And here this film starts out like it wants to be that and tell the story about man's man and men doing manly things and haha, I'm tough and I'm dirty and I'm rugged and that makes me a man. But when we get down to it in the final moments of this film, we realize that these men, there's no such thing as a man's man, because you know what, we're all human and we all are afraid of certain things. And some of these characters, and I'm not going to reveal who does it because I think everyone should watch this and I don't want to spoil it, but a couple of characters in here come out and give you the 100% God-honest truth as to what happened to them in their past. Even though they've been talking a big game this entire time about what happened to them, we finally get the realization, and it's pretty heartbreaking, but I also gain a huge level of respect when those moments are revealed for these characters in these dire moments and all this gunfire coming out to be able to say, yeah, this is me. I'm a coward. This is why this happened. I so freaking love it, and I love this movie. We have a stereotypical Western soundtrack with harmonicas and acoustic guitars and everything, and we have horseback rides and horseback chases and gunfights and people talking like long monologues and shooting people at point-blank range, and also people getting shot in the stomach but somehow living because Alan Tudyk is there and he's a vet, which means he can work on humans. I'm not arguing, though. I love Alan Tudyk, so to see him in a movie, it just makes me happy. I think the only knock that I have on this movie is Logan Lerman as Dan Evans' kid, and Logan Lerman does a good job. He's that rebellious teenage angst kid who thinks his father is a coward and doesn't do anything, and yes, he has a bum leg, but that's no excuse. He needs to be the toughest man's man around. And for the first half of the movie, he's just going against his father at every single choice, and I'm like, dude, just shut up and do what you're told. It's your dad. He needs you to do certain things because he can't do them. Just shut the fuck up. But it's all a story arc because eventually he does come around and starts loving his father again. And it's a lovely little story. So again, the only knock, it's a small little nitpick. He's just annoying at first, but it all pays off in the end. And Ben Foster is here, and I think this is like the second thing that I saw him in after his little flyby thing or whatever it was in X-Men The Last Stand, which we don't talk about. That never even happened. this is the first thing I've ever seen Ben Foster in, and he's fantastic. It leaves a lot of doors open, though, with me thinking, why is this guy following Ben Wade? He is so devoted to this guy. Is there some type of, like, homosexual feelings there? I was kind of getting those vibes a little bit from him. Or maybe they're just really good friends, and he just wants to be more. I don't know. But like I said, I was getting that vibe from him. But really, the best thing about this movie is the relationship between Russell Crowe and Christian Bale, Ben Wade and Dan Evans, two opposing forces, a guy that represents the man's man type character, and then someone who's just a father and is just struggling to just make it by in this world, and he has his reasons as to why he is struggling. Two different ideologies that are constantly conflicting with each other, and they're talking with each other, and they're fighting with each other constantly, until you get to the point where they come down on even turf and they respect each other. And I really, really enjoy that. There's action in this film, but there's plenty of downtime and character development, and this movie is fantastic. And if you have never watched this movie, I've never seen the original, so I can't compare this one to the original, but just from my own enjoyment of this movie, I'd probably say this one blows that one out of the water. Just a pure guess. Even if you're not into Westerns, look at me, I am not into Westerns, and I think this movie is magnificent. Everyone should see this. I'm gonna give 3/10 to Yuma, 5 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I think I see blue. He looks glorious.
That's right, I gave a Western 5 out of 5 Blu-rays. What are you gonna do? Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part of my videos where I pick which movie I'm gonna be watching next, and the next one is a PayPal recommendation and donation from one of my subscribers and someone who has contributed to this channel in the past, James Filbury. You recommended a movie called No Man's Land, starring Charlie Sheen, and he just looks like one cool Wall Street gangster dude. I've never seen this movie before, but looking at the poster, it just screams 80s for me, so I'm sure there's going to be a lot of crack in there somewhere. Speaking of No Man's Land, it's my favorite comic book run of Batman. Batman No Man's Land. It's the best. So is Batman in this? Does he show up? Maybe they'll make it better? Who knows? But we'll check it out next time. If any of you have recommendations of films that you want me to review on here, you can make a PayPal donation on the main page of my YouTube channel. Any size donation will do. Just attach your movie recommendation with your donation, and if I have access to it, I will watch it, review it, give you a shout out on the channel, and get my review of it published as quickly as I possibly can. So guys, if you've seen 3:10 to Yuma, what did you think about it? If you've seen the original, how does this one compare to it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell to know the next time I'm releasing my next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time with my review of No Man's Land. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.